Sands is a proud sponsor of the Long Island Tea Podcast.
With Incomparable Luxury, Sands leaves nothing to the imagination. To learn more, visit sandsnewyork.com.
We are the Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea.
It's true. We're from Long Island, so we say, how you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
We're in the middle of the vines.
Yes.
Because it's Memorial Weekend. So
It's
there's
kickoff. We're here. It's summertime. Long Island wine of the week.
I'm thankful for our hot teas.
Yes. That's like such a Long Island thing.
We're just talking about real life.
Right.
That's what we do. Welcome back to the Long Island Tea, where we spill the tea in a never a dull moment way to bring you all the ways that you can live your best Long Island life. And I'm Kristen.
And I'm Sharon. Welcome back.
And, the things we do for you.
Things we do for you.
For yous.
For you guys.
And also the life we get to lead as part of our jobs.
Right.
It's pretty awesome.
It is amazing. I mean, we cannot complain.
It is pretty awesome that we're out here, on an afternoon on Long Island. Beautiful summer day.
Oh, it's epic summer.
And we're at the Bellport Inn in the village of Bellport, which is my first time here.
Yeah.
And so loving it. And I feel like it's kind of silly that you can hear the breeze behind us with the flowers. And so Sharon, it's been another crazy week, but how you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing excellent.
Yeah.
Today is a beautiful day. I'm so grateful and thankful to be here at this beautiful Bellport Inn and how quaint it is.
It's really adorable.
It is adorable.
It's adorable, but it's also bougie.
Yeah.
Which is why I like it.
Yes.
Because,
it's right up your alley.
Yes. Because, inns could go any way.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some inns that are quaint. And, when you see the description, it's cozy.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. And rustic,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
And that's okay. That's
And
what you're looking
some
for.
inns like this are all of those things, but bougie. And you know how you know? The linens.
The linens.
I would always say the linens. I could say frette, but she's like fret.
Yeah.
She says it probably.
She's European.
She's from Italy. And by she, we're talking about the owner, Ivana, and her husband, John. And Ivana is a major hot tea.
She's a major hot tea, and I love that. And she's like, we walked in, and she was just like, I'm so excited you guys are here. It's so cute.
It's really cute,
It is
actually.
adorable.
She's like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with your podcast. I listen all the time. I'm kind of a stalker.
I love it.
I know. And she's like, I can't believe you're actually here. And that means the world to us.
Oh, 100%.
We're not Miranda Lambert.
No.
We don't.
We're taking selfies.
Yeah. We're taking total selfies. You're right. And so we love being here with Ivana and John, the owners of the Bellport Inn, and we're going to tell you all about it. But first, in this segment, we'll talk about kind of like it's been such a insane week,
Yeah.
and we're now in August.
Can you believe it?
No.
Did you blink? I mean, is that what happened? We just blinked.
It's happening. So we're now in the peak.
Mm-hmm.
This is it.
This
is the peak of summer for Long Island, and we're feeling it.
We are, and we're in a heat wave.
Oh my God.
It is like unbelievable.
But it's not as bad as the rest of the. I mean, our heat wave is like there's a beautiful breeze.
Right.
We're going to the beach.
And we're going to the beach. Exactly. That's a reprieve. But it's into the late 90s. It's pretty hot for us.
Yeah, it's getting up there. But it's been nice. So yesterday. Well, I don't know
Look
what
at
day.
these beautiful butterflies.
I know
They're
the butterflies
so
are. If you're not watching, if you're watching on YouTube, we have a story for you. Okay,
Explains a lot.
If you're wondering what Sharon and I look like, we'll tell you. But if you're not watching on YouTube or listening, you can hear like the effects of the beauty. We're in the garden of the Bellport Inn. It's so pretty with the cottage behind us. There's like, what is this one called? The garden suite, and then there's a whole cottage behind us, which is like so
with
cute.
Outdoor showers. So
oh my God.
Cute.
And I would never think to take an outdoor. I would never want. And then I saw it, and I'm like, it's adorable.
It's very much like Fire Island is huge with the outdoor showers, but this is surrounded by bamboo, and you feel totally safe and protected.
And I've never been to the. This is what we say about Long Island. Even if you've lived here for years or decades or sometimes your whole lives, you've never been to some of the little villages that we have. Right. And that's what we're here to do, is tell you, you've got to come. First of all, this is the downtown of Bellport Inn. It's so cute. But before we get to that, so this week was nuts. I went actually out to another one of my favorite towns. I was out at Greeneport.
Yes.
For the Long Island Association East End Business Committee, whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I'm a co-chair of the East End Business Committee, and so we did a whole panel out there, and it was myself, and it was Kevin O'Connor, who is the head of Dime Bank. He's the CEO of Dime Bank, and what a great community advocate he is. And then we had Kareem from Long Island Wine Country, and then we had Alice, who's a viticulturalist from Cornell Cooperative.
That's amazing.
Packed the room. We were at Claudio's.
Which can't go wrong.
I had not been to Claudio's yet this summer.
I know.
And I really still I mean, you can't really count it because it was in the morning.
Right.
And you're just watching the water and the boats. And I was like, I didn't have a lobster roll. Right. I didn't have a rosé. So did you really go there? No.
Right. No. It's fake news.
But but I want to. I'm like, I've got to come back.
Right. Exactly.
And Claudio's is such a staple, iconic staple. But we packed the room. It was standing room only.
Wow.
It was so great. So many awesome people. And it's one of those times, which I talk about this a lot, where it's business, right? So we're there to do business and talk about Long Island and tourism in the East End. But it's really like this Long Island family. You see people that I haven't seen since, for years. Since the last time they were like, you were here at the North Fork Chamber several years ago, and we want you back. And it's so great. People that I've known forever. And then like Vanessa Lockle was there from Cornell Cooperative. And it's just so awesome to see people. And she's like, Kristen, I've been thinking about you so much because her daughter's going to college. Oh. She's like, you said that to me. It's not nothing like having your... It's something that parents don't really talk about. No one prepares you for, and the separation is like real. And you're proud of them, and you're excited, but you're also like, oh my god, what is happening to my life? Yeah, and we were just having like a full mom conversation before the panel, and Matt Cohen and Dorothy came, and Dorothy's there, and she's like from our friend from the Long Island Hospitality Association and Oxford Hospitality, and she's like, Kristen, look at me, I'm wearing a dress. Because she always wears pants suits. Yeah. And I just love it. I mean, it is such a community of friends. And yes, we're there to do business, but I leave there and my heart is like...
full.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't think that's not always the case. Right. That you go someplace and you just feel like part of a real community.
Yeah. It's our industry.
It's our industry. That's how you felt at DI, even people from all over the country. Yeah. But I do love Long Island, and it was so fun. And then I'm driving back, and it was beautiful. It was a day, like, gorgeous. And I'm driving back, like, total monsoon on the road. Yeah. Ed's texting me, like, be careful, there's a storm headed your way.
Oh, man, it was terrible.
I'm like, windshield wipers full high.
Full high.
Couldn't
and, like,
see.
I was thinking of you, too. I remember the last time that happened to you, you literally, like, just pulled over on the side of the road and we were FaceTiming.
Yes. That was when I first moved here. I'm like, what is happening?
What is
I'm
this?
on the LIE.
Yeah.
This time I was at least on like 25.
Small road, yeah.
Yes. And so people were going slow and it wasn't as scary. I mean, it was still, but it was crazy. And so I'm listening to my podcasts that I like to listen to.
Yeah.
And I listen to sometimes, what's the one I love that I've had it, or you can sip with us. Some are fun, but then some are industry. And I was listening to all my industry ones that I like to catch up on. DMOU is one of my favorite ones, which is a destination marketing organization university.
Yes.
And it's hosted by Bill Geist, who is like the godfather.
Oh, yeah.
He's like the man.
Yeah, he's definitely the man.
Everybody listens to him, and his host was Adam Stoker from Destination Marketing Podcast, which was the first podcast I was ever on, and he's like basically the expert of podcasting in our industry. Right. And so I was like, oh, these two guys, I like it. I'm excited. Yeah. And I'm listening to them, and they're talking about what they're calling owned media and branded entertainment, and how more destinations should be taking advantage of creating their own content, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, this is great. And then halfway through, maybe 3/4 of the way, they're like, perfect example is somebody that's really doing this well. Long Island. And the Long Island, they called it the Long Island Iced Tea Podcast. They got everything wrong. They were like, Kristen and Sharon again, visit Long Island and the Long Island Tea Podcast. But honestly, I was like, I didn't care.
Right. Call me what you want.
Who was it? Justine was like, it was like when you were like hearing your song on the radio for the first time. I was like, oh my God.
This is me.
They're talking about us.
Yes.
I mean, the two biggest people in our industry in podcasting and just innovation. Yeah. Talking about this podcast and our team. Yeah. And I was like, dead.
I love it. You were telling me a little bit earlier about it and how he was like, it's pure entertainment. And he was like, we do it different. We have characters that people feel like they're connected to. Like Ivana was like, I feel like I know you guys. And it was so great. Like, I loved it. I know. That's awesome.
I was like, you guys have to listen.
It is like we're hearing our song on the radio for the first time. It's so true. When you said that, I was like, That's amazing because I even saw Bill Geist talk at DI, right? You know, and he's the man. He was like a pretend panelist or city council member. It was so funny.
Oh, they did like a little mock thing.
Yeah, it was cute.
I loved it. If you want to, hear them talk about us, you can listen to DMOU podcast and also Destination Marketing podcast, which is great. And then I literally drove back from Greenport, scooped up Thomas, and then got on the ferry to go to Saratoga.
Right.
Because I had a meeting, at a board meeting. At the Bridgeport, or at the Saratoga races. And then there was like an event after a day at the races at Saratoga. And neither one of us has ever been to Saratoga
for races. It's a beautiful little town.
And so it was so cute. So we got on the ferry and went, and so fun. I mean, the meeting was, we got there just in time to, I think, grab dinner, and then the morning was a meeting, and then we got like 2 hours of the races. We had to get back on the ferry.
Right. So you got a taste of it.
We got a taste of it. But the highlight, I didn't tell you, we're at the races and a little buffet. Mark Dorer, who is a hot tea.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Mark. And he's like, he brings this young woman over to me, and I'm looking at her, and I'm like, he's bringing her over as though someone he wants to introduce me to, and I'm like, this can't be. Well, I'm questioning myself, because this young girl, and she's so sweet, and he's like, she wanted to meet you. This is my daughter, Lauren. Oh. She listens to the podcast, and she's like, oh my gosh, she's from the Long Island Tea podcast. I want to meet her in person.
So cute.
And I'm like, oh my God, I figured that's what you were doing, but I always picture his daughters
as young,
as like little 6 kids. And 8. Yeah, little girls going to gymnastics and dance. And I'm like, oh my God, you're the same. She's 15. She's the same age as Tegan.
Aww.
Well, Tegan just turned 16, but I'm like, oh, I loved her. I was like, she was so much more mature and young ladyish than I expected.
Very cute. And you can't expect anything less from Mark.
And they were so cute. She and her sister, and they must have had a friend. They were all wearing their little white dresses, and they were doing TikToks.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I can promise you, she and Tegan would be best friends.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If they met each other.
Oh, so
because they're
cute.
both like. She was very polite. She made eye contact.
Yes.
She was very, she had great manners. She was very well spoken, but also like just shy and sweet and innocent, you know? And I'm like, I loved her. She was so cute.
That is so cute.
So I loved meeting Mark Dorer's daughters.
I love it. Their hot tea is so cool.
I know. And it was so great they were putting a, face with us. Because I think they listen. They don't necessarily watch on YouTube. And I was putting a face with them. I was like,
so cute.
So that was really fun. Good. And then we bet on some horses, and then we made it back.
Did you win?
We won. But not as much as we bet.
Right. It's always terrible.
I said that to the guy next to me. I'm like, well, I mean, I won, but I bet more than I won. And he's like, listen, this place isn't built on winners. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
it's
okay.
True. I love it.
As a true pro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love Saratoga. It is a beautiful little town. Yeah. It's, comparable to our beautiful little downtowns like Long Island, Bellport.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Saratoga was very cute. The raceway there was beautiful. Very small. It's like old timey.
Yes,
it's like
but
walking
it is beautiful.
Oh my gosh, it was really nice. We were right on the track. It was great. And I was kind of telling you guys earlier though. I did, the deterrent of being in our industry and being able to come to places like this where they have. I'm saying it wrong. Frette linens. But she's Italian, so it's fret linens, or just like the little things.
Yeah.
And so we pull up to our hotel, which I won't name. And I think Mark Dorer heard it in my voice because he was like, no, it's good, Kristen, don't worry, it's nice. I'm like, but the last time I was in Saratoga, I stayed at the Adelphi Hotel.
Yes.
And if you remember,
the menus lit up, right?
Oh, no, that was in Albany. But this one was the one where I took a picture of the toilet.
Yes. It was amazing.
It has a dryer.
Yeah.
The toilet was like, it had a whole touchpad screen of all these different options. It wasn't just a bidet.
Right.
It was like this kind of smart technology. It was, and the shower, it's a historic property. And I was like, and it's hard to go from that to like just a basic property. It's fine.
Right.
But I get there and I was like, okay. I'm trying not to be too spoiled. Yeah. And then I get there and then, the service was like, it was fine. They was a little discombobulated, checking us in. And little things like Tom was with me. They're like, "Are you guys rooming together or what?"
No.
I'm like, "Yeah, we are.
It's my husband.
We're married. I mean, not that it matters.
Right.
Not that you should ask that.
Right.
But it's fine. So then we go to the elevator, and it's like one tiny little one person, like if you can barely. And we're on the 4th floor, top floor, and we're like, okay, fine. And then we come back later, and after dinner, after a couple glasses of wine, and you know what? out of order.
The elevator's not working.
So we walk up 4 flights. I'm like, okay, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
You know,
4 flights, not so bad.
it's not bad. And we get up there.
Were you in heels?
No, thank God. Thank God. No, I was in flip flops. We get up there, and then I have, I travel all the time. Not to put your keys next to anything. So I had one key in one side of my purse, and they had the other one still in the packet in my bag. Neither one works.
Awesome.
Yeah. Ready to go to bed. Walked up 4 flights. So I pick up the phone, and it's, just the fact that there's a phone
connected,
and it doesn't say, there's just goes straight to the front desk.
Exactly.
By the elevator. I'm like, all right, this is a time warp, but let's do it. Thank goodness. I pick it up, and I was like, hi, so I don't know what to do. I just walked up 4 flights of stairs, and my keys didn't work. So the sweet girl at the front desk comes up 4 flights. We'll come up, new ones. And she comes up, and she checks the ID. She does everything right. And then she's like, I just walked up 4 flights of stairs. I'm like, same. Yeah. And then she's funny. She's like, I won't take that elevator on a good day because I don't want to get stuck in that.
Oh, my God.
Like, cool. All right.
I can't believe that she said that. That's crazy. But anyway, it's 4 flights. I mean, you got your exercise in.
Yeah, got my steps in. And you know what? It makes you appreciate beautiful places like the Bellport Inn, where we are today.
Exactly.
And we're eating Marconi almonds.
Oh, my favorite.
And we're drinking Prosecco from Italy.
From Italy. I'm not going to pronounce it because I will mess it up.
And it's because Anno Domini, right? Anno Domini. And it's because the owner is from Italy.
Yes.
And so it has a special connection to Ivana.
Are we going to bring her
who we
on?
love. Yeah. Are you ready, or do you want what else has been going on in your week?
Oh, this week has been crazy. That NASA project is almost to the end, and we're just waiting. We have some grant applications that we're finalizing, and that's wrapping up tomorrow. We have some construction going on in our office,
right?
And that's coming to an end hopefully soon. So I've been on the phone with IT like
every day.
We're like cell phone buddies. I'm texting.
Yeah.
And getting, everybody situated. But no, it's been a really busy week. I think it's, like you said, it's the peak of summer. I'm excited for this weekend. We have incredible weather coming, and I'm excited to spend it on the beach. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Michael was saying he's going to Robert Moses.
Yeah. I'm actually going to Fire Island for my friend's bachelorette party. I'm excited for that, but also, I'm much older than the bride.
I was going to say, I'm like, whose bachelorette party are you going to?
And her friends, and I don't know if I'm going to hang that long, but we'll see. I'll pull it together.
I have a feeling you'll get one rocket fuel in.
Yeah.
And Sharon will be like,
school
giddy up.
All of them.
Giddy up.
Yeah.
I went to Smith Point last weekend, and every time I went up to the bar, I wanted to get like a rocket fuel or Miami Vice or something. Every time I went up, they were doing so many pina colada drinks that they were like refilling the pina colada machine every single time. I'm like, you know what? It's not in the cards for me.
Right.
It's not meant to be.
What did you have? Pina colada?
No, I just had like, a Truly. It's fine. There was no pina colada.
Yeah, okay.
Couldn't have it.
All right.
So I was like, because the other thing was like a margarita. I'm like, nah. I didn't drink I'm tequila.
Where was I recently where I was like, oh, I'll have a margarita?
Yeah.
And I was like, it didn't sit well with me.
It's welcome to the getting old club when you're like,
Lord.
you can't pound margaritas like you used to. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of Long Island life. We're going to tell you about the Bellport Inn. So we're going to bring in the owner, Ivana. Okay, we have now our very special guest, Ivana from the Bellport Inn, the owner, and you and your husband, John, own it. And we've gotten to know both of you very well today.
Very well.
And what an adorable place. And we've kind of been getting your whole story today as we have been touring this adorable property, which you can rent by the room. You can rent the whole property. There's a cottage in the back. You can do girlfriend's getaways. And there's a captain's room, and there's kitchens where you can, it's like very much grab and go.
Yeah.
It's really wonderful. So I love that. And this is your side job.
Yes.
She's got a full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what made you decide to come to Bellport and decide to take on a project like this?
Well, Bellport is such a special place because you can land here and not know anyone, and within a few days or a few weeks really have a really authentic community around you. People will bike on over to your home to welcome you, to invite you for drinks. it's the kind of place where you move and your neighbor will actually make you a pie.
Oh, I love that.
Or maybe they'll buy one in town, but still, they'll come with a pie, and it's just it's a lovely, nurturing, caring community. But one of the things that I really love about it is that it's so creative. There's so many talented people here. There's so many artists. There's so many makers. There's so much energy here, and I think that's what makes Bellport so special. You have a mixture of the farms, the beach, and this art scene. It's really wild.
And what's incredible about your property is everything in your property is from local.
Yes.
Local art, local furniture making, local soaps.
Yes, yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it kind of all came together, when sometimes you just start talking about an idea and the idea just came to fruition. We said, well, this place is amazing, and we could, have Babe make the lotions and the bath soaps for us, and we can have Isabella Rossellini's chickens.
As amazing. You do on Long Island.
Yeah.
Exactly. Isabella's Rossellini's chickens can be here. And we can just hang out with Charlie Rose, who lives down the street. That's and right. Boomer is going to stay here next weekend.
It's so crazy.
But just for context, this Bellport is located on the South Shore, and it's right across from Fire Island.
Yes.
So we just went on a boat with you and your husband,
yes, we did.
Which was quite an adventure, because it's a windy day, as you can hear, on Long Island, which means the water is choppy. So we were going to go to Fire Island to Ho Hum Beach. And it's a very, very special place that you either have to be a Bellport resident or you have to be staying here at the Bellport Inn. This is where you come if you want like a very exclusive Fire Island experience. So can you tell us about that, Ho Hum Beach?
Sure. I mean, it's very laid back. It's a beach where you're just there for the beach. You're just there to enjoy what is natural. It's not necessarily a constructed boardwalk or an establishment where you're going to find a full bar. Or a restaurant even. But if you're there for the beauty, the natural beauty, it's absolutely breathtaking.
And you can only get there by boat, and you have to be either a resident or a guest of this property. But you were saying it's the only undeveloped part of Fire Island or a beach. What was it you gave us?
Yes, someone told us, a journalist actually told us that it's the only undeveloped barrier island from here to the Carolinas. So
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And what I love about it is you guys specifically take your guests via boat across.
Yes.
Or you can get the ferry.
Correct, yes. And the ferry is cute, it's quaint, it runs right out of Bellport Marina, so our guests can grab bicycles, they can take our backpack chairs, they can take our beach towels and pedal down there.
And it's such a short ride.
Yes.
And it's so cute. Yeah. And it's so funny because we went today and we were like, oh, we'll just go to Fire Island real quick and see it. And then we were like, it's a little choppy. Yeah. So we're just John, your husband was so sweet. He's like, we're just going to stay in the canals. We're like, okay. And on the way into the canal, it's lovely. We're drinking a little rosé, a little Croteau, very nice. And then on the way back, we were going against the wind.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And it was like Gilligan's Island.
Literally,
I thought we were going to be stranded.
We are so
plummeted
to
with
the
water.
Bone, and you guys were so sweet. You're like, get in the back. John was like, get behind me.
Yeah. Oh my God, he was
Sharon
protecting
and
us. It was so
cute. Thank God I left my new Louis in the car, Sharon, because I was like, when you said it might get wet, I was like, it's a no.
That's a no for me. And Chris is like, this is why talent has trailers that go with them, so that
No, you were sweet. We came back, and then you have been. By the way, since the moment we got here, feeding us, I ate one of your mom's homemade donuts.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Which
my mom's famous donuts. Yes,
I love it.
Amazing, because I never I don't eat it, but it was like thin and fluffy and just powdered. Just sugar,
powdered sugar.
Right?
Yes. So those are traditional donuts from Naples. They're Napoletane graffe is what they're called in Naples, and we usually eat them around Carnevale. But my mom had a restaurant in Ponza, and it was a pizza restaurant, and in the mornings she would go and she would prepare the dough, and as just a little side fun, she would make some donuts, and they would sell out in a few minutes. So everyone on the island knew about my mom's donuts and would get there early, and so...
I can see why, because
they're tasty.
I never eat donuts.
No, you don't.
I never.
Yeah.
And we get donuts all the time.
I'm going to have that donut.
But these are light. They're guilt-free.
And they're beautiful.
You can eat too.
And I ate it before even like normal lunch. And then we're here and we're like, you're like, I have these incredible sandwiches from the local place. So tell us about these.
From Copper Beach. Thomas O'Brien, who's a lovely designer, has opened a store here in town, and they offer all kinds of gifts and clothes and beachwear and home goods, and they make the tastiest.
Oh my God! Sharon and I had the Parisian sandwich,
so
and I'm like,
Yep.
I love that you can tell that you and your husband are European because you bring a lot of like worldly. It's local. It's very localized. It's very community oriented, but it's also this very worldly, like sophisticated air to the property and everything, and even the Prosecco and the sandwiches. It's wonderful.
It is wonderful.
And the Marconi almonds. I'm like, yes. When she brought them out, I'm like, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we want guests to come here and have a singular experience. We want them to really, truly experience firsthand all the wonderful things of Bellport. You know, it's you can't replicate this anywhere else, because somewhere else it'll be different. You won't have the same artists. You won't have the same food, of course. You won't have the same scenery. So, but we just want people to really, even if they just stay one night, to really experience every little bit of Bellport.
I highly recommend. And then you have a chef too.
We do. We have a wonderful chef, Jen O'Gorman. She is amazing. I will eat anything and everything that she makes. And unfortunately, she's not here with us today. Otherwise, I'd love to introduce you to her. But she will do a clam bake for our guests. She'll come in and do a pie making class.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's
really
very
fun.
customized. It's customized, but you're literally, you can walk right outside
Yes.
is the downtown with all the cute little shops, the
Yes.
homemade places, and you get to meet the locals.
Yes, yes.
And then you're just like a hop skip from the water.
Yes.
And you get on your boat.
That's it.
It's amazing.
And we're like a little secret hidden gem.
Yeah,
you know, we really are. We're
absolutely.
only an hour from New York City. That's what people come out here and they're just shocked that you can get in the car and be out here in an hour and 15 minutes and start unwinding.
And you've had people that have their whole family rent out the entire place, which I'm here
When you
for.
were telling us that the Thanksgiving dinners that the families will come here, or Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing.
We have the same family come every Christmas. It's really lovely.
gosh,
I mean,
that's
we've
so
only been open for 2 years, but so far
I mean, still.
Yeah.
And what if and people come that have lived here before or take dance lessons?
There's
That's
history
amazing. You have a lot
to
of
this.
Yes.
and they bring us photos. They bring us photos and they'll say, I lived in this room and this is where I played, and they'll show us their photos and they'll give them to us. It's really remarkable.
That is amazing.
But what's incredible is that everyone that we imagined would be part of the project said yes. You know, everyone that we went to and said, I want you to make your Adirondack chairs for the inn. I want you to hang your artwork at the inn. I want you to make your wonderful bath soaps for the inn. They all said yes. So you really feel like your ideas, to see them come together is just beautiful.
And your linens are so amazing that you now sell them.
Yes, we sell frette. We have frette comforters, pillows, and Matuk does our linens.
Amazing.
I need to know. Is it on your website?
Yes.
Okay, so tell people how they can reach you. Other than, we'll be talking all about the Bellport Inn and you and this experience on Long Island Tea Podcast Social, as well as Discover Long Island. But tell us how people can reach you.
We are at bellportinn.com, and of course they can reach out to us at info@bellportinn.com.
Mm-hmm. And are you on social?
We certainly are. We are on Instagram at Bellport Inn.
There we go.
Love it.
And we would love a follow. And I want to introduce you to some very special people. Is that okay?
Yes, of course.
So this is one of my favorite Bellporters.
Okay,
here.
come on in.
This is Babe, and I adore her.
Babe, you're the babe. You're the babe that does the soaps.
Makes all of our soaps.
Very
nice to meet you. And she's the most incredible human.
I know. I love this local community. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, well, we were admiring your
look
soaps.
How beautiful.
Oh, thank you so
my gosh.
Everything she does by hand. And with like
You know what? I've had your soaps, babe, now that I think about it, because locally bred.
Yes.
You do locally bred, right?
Yes.
You've been in locally bred box.
Yes.
I've had this soap. I know exactly. This is amazing. Incredible quality.
Oh,
yes.
amazing.
And she said yes. We were standing in the bathroom of the cottage when she said yes, I'll do it, because I gave her a little tour when we were opening.
Yes, just amazing, so lovely, and we couldn't have a better ambassador.
It's true.
Oh, she's amazing.
It's true. It's true. I mean, listen, think about how many hotels and inns and places there are on Long Island, and we're here today because Ivana was like, you have to come.
I was a little persistent.
I know.
Wonderful.
And she's like, and I listen to you guys. I love it. I'm a hot tea. So, I mean, of course, we're here because of your ambassadorship and your love of the community. And it shines through truly and throughout the entire property.
Thank you.
It really
Exactly,
does.
it does.
Really
So nice to meet
so
you, babe.
lovely to meet you.
Nice
We were
to
just
meet
talking
you,
about you. I
babe.
love your name.
I know. I love
I wish
it.
my name was Babe.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Babe, real quick, how can people get your soaps? Where do they reach you?
I'm utopiabathltd.com.
utopiabathltd.com. And please go there because
I can smell it from here.
The quality and again the love that goes into the product is unmatched. So
thank you.
Good.
There is a
you too, babe.
A caviar. I'll have to get you some. It's a caviar bath scrub.
It's so.
It just makes you feel.
I love her. She just kind of came out of the woods.
Yeah. Well, she's delivering my lotions today,
Oh,
so I
she
told her
is.
to pop
so
around.
cute.
Oh, that's so
Very
great.
good.
I'm like, babe, just pops in. Come on in, John.
So John's got another local surprise here for you guys because
local oysters.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Like John looks like you swam down and got those oysters yourself.
I dived down.
Oh, those are beautiful.
he will do anything to get you guys some oysters.
gosh.
That's amazing.
And so these are local, and
Those
this
are
is from
gorgeous.
our friend Keenan, but I have to show you his logo.
Little Mother Shucka.
Tall Mother Shucka.
Oh, is that what it says? Tall Mother Shucka.
I love it.
He's 6'7".
Oh my gosh.
And I love his logo.
Right.
Like, that is so
Isn't
cute.
It's so good.
Fun. And we were just saying when we were out in the boat with you that today they're actually putting 100,000 oysters into the Bellport Bay.
Amazing.
It's really important. And then you told us that for everybody that stays with you in August, every stay you're going to donate.
We are going to donate through the Friends of Bellport Bay. Baby oysters to seed the bay.
Yeah, like 20,000 per stay, right? You can adopt 20,000 per stay.
Yeah, so
which
we're
I think
gonna
that
adopt
is
them on behalf of
so
our guests.
awesome.
It's
I mean, again,
amazing.
that's what we love about Long Island. Friends of Bellport Bay.
Okay.
And you can't get more fresh than that. And you guys do such a great job giving back to the community. And you were so sweet. We were telling you, John was like, stand behind us.
He was protecting us.
He
So
was guarding
cute.
us. I know. But you took the brunt of it. I think Alyssa and Michael and Chris took the brunt of it too. They came back. But listen, that's what you want on a hot day like today.
That's
you
what I
want
said.
that
We're all
water
cooled off.
spray, right?
Yeah.
I mean that salt water.
Yes.
It's great. For me, my mascara was like I was like Alice Cooper when I got out of it. But other than that, it was fine. I got cleaned up. I'm like, luckily we're at a wonderful inn.
Right.
There's bathrooms here.
The funniest story though, we're driving.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John. We're driving to the boat, and Ivana just kept on saying, "Well, I don't know what the captain's going to say about the water." And the captain maybe say be rocky or whatever. And then we get to the boat, and it's her husband, and I'm like, "Your husband's the captain?"
You're like, wait, Captain is John.
She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I love that. It's so cute."
Yeah. Well, this has been amazing. You
you
are
so
such a
much.
wonderful host,
thank
and
you.
we feel like just pampered guests.
Yes.
So now our listeners can know exactly how you're going to feel when you come to the Bellport Inn.
Wonderful. Well, I can't wait to host them. Thank
Yes,
you.
and thank you for being a hot tea, Ivana. We really appreciate
gosh,
you.
You guys are
And
the best. I'm sorry we almost drowned you, but you know.
No, we had the best time. Thank you so
it's
much.
all the experience. I was like,
Absolutely.
that's the thing about Long Island, Discover Long Island. And it's wonderful. We love our jobs so much, and there are worse things we could be doing than going out on a boat
On a beautiful summer day
exactly,
in
getting
peak.
sprayed by salt water.
Right?
So you're the best. Thank you and
Thank
John
you.
so much.
Thank you.
All right.
It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you. Sorry, my phone's like ringing. Okay. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys. Okay, Sharon. She's so sweet.
Incredible.
And John too. And they
Incredible.
brought these oysters. They're and they have full-time jobs in the city,
I
like
cannot
in
believe
Manhattan.
it. Yeah, and she was telling me a little bit about it on our ride back of what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
She's very much in with HGTV.
Oh, I'm not surprised. If you look
Not
at this
surprised,
place,
exactly.
it's very HGTV.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said, very European. She grew up in Italy. He grew up in Germany.
I love
their
their
kids
story.
are like they go to school in Italy. I
It's
mean, it's like
amazing.
they're very cultured. This place is not like your average.
No, not at all. Not at all.
If you stay here, you got to know you're with like the very upper echelon.
Do you know what
people.
else I love about it? On her website, I was looking at her website before we came here, and she sells, like she said, she sells the linens. They sell the furniture, or they'll link to their businesses
Where they get
it's amazing.
I love it, and I loved meeting Babe.
Babe was so cute.
Babe was so cool.
I want that name.
I know. And she was like very much like a babe. Like she
Yeah.
was just so cool.
Mm-hmm. I loved her.
And I love this Utopia soap. I've had it before thanks to our friends at Locally Bred, and I love it. And that you can get it directly. I love it, love it, love it. So we also have a bunch of other stuff going on Long Island because it is National Sunflower Day and National Beer Day.
National Beer Day is on August 4th, and National Sunflower Day is August 5th. So we have some good new partners that just joined us. Six Harbor Brewery just rejoined again.
I love if you have not been to Six Harbor Brewery, it's in downtown Huntington, and it's where the dogs
It's
bring
so
you
cute.
the beer.
Mhm.
It's my favorite. even if you don't like beer, go there and
just for the dogs.
The dogs.
Just for the dogs.
Yeah.
Montauk Distilling Company and Long Island Farm Brewery just joined us. So welcome, new partners.
And Long Island, I love Montauk, obviously. And I followed them on Instagram long before I even moved to Long Island. Their little Red Barn place, of course.
It's so cute.
I wear my Montauk shirts, and it's just such a great vibe. It's such a great hangout. And then the farm, the Long Island Farm Brewery, is at Water Drinker Farm.
Yeah,
it's
where
the
you
new
can
one.
see the sunflowers.
And that's where they have the sunflower farms and the Tulip Festival and all these fabulous places. So they're going to send us, next week we'll be drinking sunflower beer.
Yeah, I'm excited.
From them. And I'm very excited about that.
And you know what else is happening?
Go ahead. I was going to say, when I went to the North Fork, there's just, you pass all the little farm stands and the sunflowers are everywhere.
They're beautiful.
I love it.
Beautiful. It's National Oyster Day.
Is it really?
On
and
August
they brought us
5th.
oysters.
Yeah.
And they didn't even know that.
I didn't even know that.
They're so on brand.
So cute, but you can get all Long Island oysters at Claudio's or Durier's, the Shoals, Arlo Kitchen and Bar, Prime, the lovely Pridwin, and Barron's Cove, Northport Hotel, which is opening.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
So excited for that.
There's like a little bunny in the yard right now. Did you see that?
Little baby bunny.
Michael and I will be at the ribbon cutting for the Northport Hotel on Friday night. So we're excited about that. And we were just talking. We were like, I think we're going to pop into Arlo in Northport or Delvino.
Love it.
So many things to do on Long Island in the summer, and we're so lucky to live here. But we'll talk a little celebrity, and then we'll wrap it up. I mean, I feel like I had a bunch of celebrity, but right now what's eclipsing our conversation is Sinead O'Connor.
I know, 56 years old.
56, and she's had a lot of struggles, right, with her mental health, and I guess her son, took his life a year ago, and she still wasn't over that, understandably. So she was only 56, and
that's sad.
It is sad, and nothing compares to you. One of the best ever, if not the best ever, breakup song ever.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's right there with You Ought to Know.
Yes.
But it's a different tone.
Yes.
You Ought to Know is like yelling at you, and Nothing Compares to You is like sad.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
crying
I
in your
think
pillow.
equal. I'm just going to put them both as the top breakup songs
ever. I agree. That is sad.
Nothing Compares to You?
No,
Do
You Ought to Know.
Sinead
Do you not
O'Connor's?
know Alanis Morissette?
Oh my God.
We need to educate.
Yeah, Prince wrote that. Prince wrote that for her.
What, You Ought to Know?
Nothing Compares to You.
Oh.
That was written by Prince.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Alanis Morissette wrote You Ought to Know.
Yeah.
Love her. But Sinead O'Connor, R.I.P. and, thinking about you, and thank you for all of the breakup, anxiety you helped us get through with your song. I used to love it. And then I feel like there was a ton of celebrity going on, but I can't think of anything right now. It's been so nuts.
It has been. No.
No, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Are you over it? I was trying to watch The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, and I just can't. It's
when does
so
the Golden
bad.
Bachelor start?
Fall.
In the fall.
I know. I'm like, I need some Bachelor because it's so boring.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Schitt's Creek?
I tried, but yeah, it's great. Why? What's
I'm rewatching that because I have nothing to watch.
Oh.
And I love that show so much.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. I started to watch it and I didn't get into it as much during COVID. I feel like I should try again.
Try again because Waze, you know how you can change the voice on your Waze?
Yeah.
You can have Moira Rose.
I mean, it's just really smart. It's smart writing.
So
I love it.
Funny.
I love it. So we're lame on celebrity today. Maybe leave us a review or send us your celebrity that you want us to talk about. Send us a review. 5 stars. We'll read it on the air. You get $5 off merch.
Can't go wrong.
I know. And we've got some new merch coming in, by the way.
I'm excited.
I know. Me too. I'm pumped about it. We have a new trucker hat and we're getting new socks. We're getting a bunch of new stuff. Anyway, so leave us a 5-star review and just also DM us on any of our outlets and let us know what you liked, what you didn't like. If you're going to come and stay at the Bellport Inn, or if you have stayed here and what you think about it, let us know.
We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. We love our hot teas so much. We love Ivana and John. Thank you for inviting us here. And we will see you next week.
See you next week.
The Long Island Tea Podcast is brought to you by Discover Long Island. For exclusive access to contests and promotions, follow Long Island Tea Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And for questions, comments, and collaborative inquiries, email spillthetea@discoverlongisland.com.